and Miss World herself, Rita Faria, the medical student from Bombay, the first Indian girl ever to wear a swimsuit in a beauty contest, and the first from her country to win this most coveted title. But the new Miss World wants to turn down any offers of film contracts in favour of her studies. She wants to use her £2,500 prize to learn to become a gynecologist. Now she's entitled to call herself the most beautiful girl in the world, but she'd probably much prefer the most beautiful gynecologist.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time today on International Women's Day. It means a lot to us. You're an inspiration to millions of women in India and abroad. Today, I would like to request you to share your journey to Miss World pageant with us.
Well, Supriya, my journey started when I was in final medical school. In medical school doing my final medical year. And there was an advertisement came up just for enter the Miss Bombay or Miss India to compete in the Miss World competition. And this was the sort of the last hurrah for us as students. And my sister encouraged me and she said, why don't you enter it just for, you never know what'll happen, or just as a joke. I thought, well, okay, I'd do it. And all I had to do was go and have a photograph taken, send my vital statistics, which meant my height and my measurements, and that was it. So the entry went in, and lo and behold, I was chosen. Apparently they said hundreds of entries came in, but they were only taking 100 applicants. So I was chosen to be one of the 100 going in, and the competition was held in the Taj Hotel in Bombay, and they requested that we all wear our saris, or wear a sari. So I had never worn a sari before, and this was the first time. It seemed rather simple, and I thought I'd be able to manage it. So I bought myself a pair of chappals and the sari, and borrowed some, jewelry from my older friends who would have had Indian sort of jewelry to match the outfit. And there I was competing with 99 other women. They decided that then for the Miss India, they would have everybody in swimsuits as well. So Bombay was the first to start the competition run, where 5 other cities, Delhi, Bangalore, Madras, Calcutta, were also going to be competing. And the best 3 from all of these would meet for the Miss India, which again was in Bombay, and that was 1 month later. So in September, I became Miss Bombay, and there was one little small snippet in the paper just to say medical student wins Miss Bombay, and that was it. So nobody in college even noticed that I had won the Miss Bombay competition. And I was going in and out of college, and I wasn't wanting to tell anyone, because just in case I didn't get anywhere in the Miss India, nobody knew that I had won the Miss Bombay. So ultimately, when the Miss India came, I happened to win that as well. And that was 2 weeks before the Miss World took place. I won the Miss India. So in a matter of a week, I had to be organized to leave the country and go off to London. But of course, I'm still attending college, because it was the final year, and if I didn't win any of these competitions, I'd be back in college and having to complete my medical studies in 6 months from that time. So that was the beginning of it. And of course, when I won the Miss India, it became apparent that I was going to have to compete for the Miss World. And the best I could do was borrow clothes at this stage, because I had no sort of fancy clothes to wear at a world venue. And the odd thing about it was neither were the organizers aware that we would have the best evening gown prize and so this was kind of quite a surprise to everybody. So everybody was running around trying to get me organized. And I only had 7 days to do it. And then one of the ladies said, well, I better see how you'll walk now. I know you haven't been modeling or doing anything, but this is how you should do it. And of course, finally it got down to I wasn't capable of doing any of the fancy walking. She said, listen to me, you just stand straight and walk naturally and smile. And that's about all that I could do, at the Miss World thing. I just remember those words. So that was the simple way that it started. I mean, I had no ambitions. I felt I had no prospect of winning the Miss World anyway. It would have been a huge experience for me to go abroad. It was the first time I traveled out of India. I mean, we had traveled around India, but not abroad. And I was not accompanied at that stage. So I was the only person going out and everybody assured me that I was going to be met at the airport, which I was. By the organizers had sent somebody to collect Miss India. And then I shared a room with Miss Ceylon in the hotel and interestingly enough, they tried to keep people together in a room that would have something in common. But Miss Ceylon happened to be born in London and was living in London. So anyhow, we got on very well and we shared the rooms. We were there for the week in London, and during that week it was the organizers had us going to see the sights in London, like, they took us round the Parliament and round to see where Buckingham Palace was. And all this was very exciting because, most of it we had seen in movies or something like that. And there I was looking at it. And I really felt quite an outsider, I felt as if I was there just to represent India and had no chance whatsoever because most of the press was interested in the likely images of a beauty queen, if you know what I mean, a blonde, buxom woman. And I was neither blonde nor buxom. So I would stand in the background and nobody would say, oh, Miss India, come here for a photograph or anything. So there wasn't much observation of who I was or what I was till I apparently at the rehearsals, the organizers, then got on to my chaperone and they said, well, she really doesn't have a suitable swimsuit because the lady that I borrowed it from was a very tiny lady. She wasn't tall. So it wasn't fitting well. And then I hadn't taken high heels at all to the competition. And they said, oh, she should be wearing high heels. So that was it, because I never wore high heels in India. I was just so much taller than everybody. I didn't need to. In fact, I was trying to keep myself looking lower than everyone that was around me. So I did go and purchase a new swimsuit and shoes, which I only wore on that occasion and never wore again. But they happen to be in a museum now in India. That was it. And I mean, it was a huge surprise, not only to me, but to the whole of India, I think, that I managed to win the title there.
So going through all the hurdles, I mean, this is such an inspiring and beautiful journey, a proud moment that brought recognition for India long ago.
Well, I felt it was important to put India on the map when I really, by that stage, when I won it, I said, this is it. So I was then becoming very comfortable in wearing the sari as well. And I wore it at every formal occasion. I said, this is what will, portray me as a representative of India.
So what would be your message for the Indian ladies living in Ireland on International Women's Day?
Well, my feelings are what I have experienced in living in Ireland, and now I'm 51 years living here. And I think the Irish are very similar to the Indians in their, in their thinking and their warmth. So I was made to feel very much at home and included in everything. And you know, as a schoolgirl, I was very athletic and very good at sports. So I took up playing badminton and things like that here. And one day I was talking to my badminton partner, and I said, you know, when I was in India, we used to do this and that and the other. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh gosh, you're not Irish." And that was the first time she actually, you know, it just came, because people just accepted me and accepted everyone. You know, they were so. So I think it's a very, I would like to say to them that, you know, it is a wonderful experience. For the Indian women living in Ireland, I would like to give them a message that is quite positive, because my 51 years in living in Ireland has been the most positive experience. I was welcomed warmly. I was treated so, you know, with so much friendship and love that you wouldn't have missed you wouldn't have realized that I was in a different country from my own. And the only thing I have to say was, when I was here, there was very little Indian food in Ireland. And that was the one thing that I missed the most about being away from home. But everything has changed now. We have everything available, and it's almost like being with your own people in Ireland. So I would encourage them to be, you know, to get involved in as much of the Irish culture as they can, and to participate in other things. I know now many Irish ladies are doing yoga, and India is in its own way spreading its gospel to the Irish people. So I wish them the very best of luck when they come over, and their journey of settling here and making it a home. It's going to be a happy experience. So that's my message, and I hope they will receive it warmly as I send it. Happy Women's Day to all of you ladies.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable time with us. It means a lot to us on this International Women's Day. Thank you so much once again.
Oh, you're very welcome, Supriya. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.